As we had last left it off, the wild terror had been tamed, and with its connection now formed with Verity, you all came to understand the foundations of the multiverse, how the gods came to be, how the Colossus came to be, and how the wild terror was the spawn / child of the earth and fire colossuses, and that discord was created in the past, and the Tarask was given birth purely because it was born. We've come to learn a great many things. However, you decided that it would be best if the wild terror was sent back to the astral sea, as its very presence in the material realm was toxic. You spared Bliss and will have her fight in your army without access to the Metastone or the Wild Terror, so her usefulness is greatly diminished. However, you also were able to save the entire Punishing Kraken's mercenary force. You have convinced them to join you in the war, and to also share their entire resource with you in this endeavor. Bowden will escort them to Parthadelen. Bliss will return to her manor. And with Verity's assistance, you all teleported circled out of there. So, I suppose my first question is towards Verity. Where will you be circling to?
They have about Parfidellen, I believe.
Okie dokie. So, as you guys disevolve and shift through the ever jaunting spaces of the particular area and space of where you are, you go through that unpleasant squeezing sensation, being tossed back and forth until eventually you feel like you've gotten back onto the highway of teleportation, and you find yourselves in the shack in the forest just outside of Parfadellen. As soon as you come to existence, immediately you are besetted upon by several of your own guards, who immediately pause upon seeing who you are, and they immediately back away with their humblest apologies. They just had quite a scare with a beholder turning up.
I'd be a lot more concerned if you didn't, confront people that are coming out the teleportation circle. That's perfectly fine.
Yes. You guys make your way in, past the barrier, and now find yourself back in Parfadellen. So, what would you guys like to do? Walking over the fields where you can see already crops are beginning to grow. People are sowing fields. There are only sproutlings at this point. A few of the trees have been chopped down and repurposed into small little log cabins and the like. They're just, there's a few places cropping up here and there. You can also see that several ramshackle mines are in the process of being constructed on the very far edges of the bowl that you're in which it seems that the denizens are trying to utilize the natural resources of the mountain that you're currently on for more permanent structure and tools.
Way to go, citizens!
Can I be like, oh, I've got something to do. I'll meet you all back at the house, and can I like run to the castle?
You run off ahead. Along the way, you get several of the people give you nods of respect. They wave at you. You see some of the kids come out of nowhere and they start running alongside you. Are you going fast?
Yeah, and I'm also, as soon as I turn a corner, casting Pass Without Trace.
Yeah. So the kids, they try their best to keep up with you, but you're way quicker than us, than them. With Pass Without a Trace, you instinctively lose track of. Well, you hide your presence to the point where everyone's passive perceptions just cannot locate you, and you're able to make your way across Path of Deadland very quickly without any of the normal citizenry noticing you, making your way towards the home base.
Okay, that was very suspicious. I think Arri's been overtaken by Talion, and that was really Talion in disguise. I think we should hunt down Talion.
Only reasonable conclusion, aye.
Why would Arri possibly run off like that? Just seems daft.
Might have needed a poo.
I think we've all been travelling with Arri long enough for now to know that she'd just do it in a corner somewhere.
Leaves on top. A twig.
This is one of those
Forest cake.
unspoken things of D&D where you just don't talk about the bathroom breaks you guys use.
Unless it's Korgrin being attacked in the cave.
Unless it's for
fine.
humorous effect, of course. But
Yeah.
Like, you bring it on yourself by actively leaving the table to go for a shit. So,
So, Arrabella, you find yourself in the base. Olivia is in the garden. She is tending to some of the cabbages that are being grown there. Ella is in the training area. She's picked up what appears to be a mole, and she's just swinging it without really. She doesn't really know what she's doing. It looks like she's just sort of practicing without realizing what she's actually practicing for. You cannot see Awis at the moment, but Loic is once again in the war room, just going over some maps and stuff like that. What would you like to do in the base? before
I
everyone else?
missed you.
Oh. Yeah, okay. I want you to make a dexterity check.
Okay, I should be good. Fingers crossed.
Right, so
Yes.
the color requested can easily be done. Always can do prestidigitation for you on that regard. Ella and Olivia will happily join in with that. Loic will supervise with his managerial experience.
Fucking Loic.
Okay. With the limited time that you have, you are working hard and you are working fast. We'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, rest of the party, what would you guys like to do?
Is there anyone we need to see before we next set out? I think we just pretty much need to work out where we're going next, don't we?
I know you guys are fucking exhausted, so...
What else is new?
I don't think there was anyone we needed to particularly speak to. Who was it that wanted to speak to a powerful necromancer?
Sex.
That was it.
Yeah, he
That
said
was
that
it for
if you have a powerful necromancer, he'll happily donate his eye stalks to them so that the necromancer can begin creating spectators for you.
I mean,
I've
if
heard-
nobody wants to speak to Catan, I'm happy to volunteer as tribute and have that
Oh.
conversation.
Heard of tales of someone in a far distant land called Vorquis that's a really powerful necromancer, but
No idea who that is.
it's my other character in Jack's other game.
I had a feeling.
Who is level 6 and is definitely not very powerful yet. So yeah, I think we're probably just back to the main hangout. If Korgrin's going to see Catan on the way, then I'll come with. I don't think anyone should have to go see Catan on their own. That's just dangerous.
That's very noble of you.
Drink this. It's tea. You'll feel good.
There's just a single bony finger in there. Just, it's holding onto the tea bag.
Yeah. Call it the dipper.
That's what she said.
Okay, so does anybody split off to go to Catan, or do you guys just like want to head home and rest first before getting anything done?
I think Catan before sleep is probably better than the first thing you do when you get up is go and see Catan. It's like, brand new day, gonna see my favorite necromancer. You know?
Or end of the night. Oh god, the things I see. I'm gonna.
Yeah, just seeing Catan help you sleep. Because that's weird.
The exhaustion is fine. Just boom.
Very true.
Okay, so who would like to go see Catan?
I'm happy to.
Yep, I'll go with Korgrin.
Right. So Rennas and Korgrin will go and see Catan.
Just to give them a heads up.
Where is he? There we go. Catan's Fungeon. Right. Russ, Otti, and Verity. What will you guys be up to?
Oh, well, Otti is not leaving Verity's side again.
Okay.
Ever?
Ever. That's it. I'm done with her running off.
Curses. Talion storms off in frustration. Fuck! Why can't I get her? Damn! Who did we just lose?
Quick,
You
Elle,
just-
you've got to go follow it.
I'm going.
So Oti's sticking with Verity. Russ?
Russ mostly just wants a rest, but will do whatever people ask of him.
Anything?
Anything?
Yeah. Not if it's coming from Korgrin, no.
He's a holy man. He wouldn't dream of this.
Mhm.
As holy as a Catholic priest, thank you very much.
Georgia, if you are speaking, I cannot hear you.
I wasn't. I was on mute.
So, what will Verity be up to?
Oh, so you sent me a message earlier?
Yes.
Gosh. Oh, sorry. I think I. Ugh. What level are we in total now?
17.
17.
So I was just going through. I was literally putting in your wild surge trait into your sheet, and I saw that you were a level 17 sorcerer. I was like, well, that's not right.
Oh, yeah, because I hadn't been separating it properly.
Yeah. Well,
But,
I've done that now. So remember what level warlock you are?
I think I was a level 5 warlock now.
Okay.
And so a level 12 sorcerer.
Yeah. Right, so I shall
Warlock
update
level
that.
twinsies.
Yeah.
And your level.
Let me just double check. I'm not sure if the abilities are here. What's that? This is stupid. Yeah, level 12 sorcerer.
Very good. Okie dokie. So, Korgrin and Rennas have gone to go see Catan. Arri has rushed off ahead. Otti's sticking with you. Russ is being a follower. What would you like to do?
Little shit in me now wants to kind of lose Otti.
One of those comedic moments where, like, you see a small child run up and you're like, "Oh no, you don't! I'll put you back in the caboose." And like, pick her up. And like, you go back in the caboose. You don't do as you're told.
Her little legs start dangling.
Unhand me, you heathen! But I'm also very tired, so...
Yeah. It's been exhausting.
Otti
day.
eventually just starts rocking Verity and she just starts, like, taking a nap like a toddler. After a sugar crash.
She falls asleep on your shoulder.
Well,
Verity has to carry her home.
yeah, I'll carry her home.
Okay.
Hey, you pick me up, you carry me. You deal with the consequences.
Okie dokie. So, whilst you guys head off towards the base, Korgrin and Rennas, make your way over to the wrong side of town, shall we say.
It wasn't the wrong side of town before he moved in.
This was a nice village until it got gentrified.
You make your way inside the purposefully musty, dusty, dark, damp building. Down the steps and into the now freshly decorated with bones of an unknown nature door.
Well, that's not creepy in the slightest.
As you make your way inside, Catan is there. He's currently at the table sawing something, half splattered in dried blood. You can see that little dragon in the corner. He's a little bigger, but otherwise he's progressing on normally. Catan turns around with a hacksaw in one hand and a piece of what appears to be deer leg in the other. And he just smiles. Oh, hi guys.
Is the deer leg for you or for the dragon?
He just throws it behind him. Don't worry about that.
That's for you then. Just kind of dropping by to give you a heads up. We had a run-in with a band of mercenaries. One of them is a beholder. Don't worry, they're not dead. But
are they
the
undead?
One of them.
Oh yes, technically yes.
Nah, you're coming to Catan's level of thinking. I like that.
But we're not gonna ask you to kill them and reanimate them. We've got something better. It's fine. The beholder has told us that necromancers with beholder's permission can make spectators. And he's willing to donate eye stalks to further that cause.
You know what? That is wonderful news. I need about 4 stalks per beholder. Or spectator. Yeah. Oh, I might have to... I've got an idea. Oh, I'll have to... Do you mind if I head out for half a day to go do some shopping? I need to pick up some materials to concoct a few potions. It'll help facilitate regrowth.
I mean, you're not a prisoner. Just make sure nobody sees you and nobody follows you back.
Ah, don't worry. If anyone sees me, I'll just bring them back here.
Sure, that's the exact opposite of what I said, but I get your point.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Don't you worry. If they come in here, they won't be speaking to anyone. Matter of fact, they will be doing anything unless I tell them to.
Oh, good.
Indeed. A pleasure, an absolute, just riveting, just truly nothing but an absolute joy. Gatan, you have a truly incredibly splendid day.
What's that smell on you, by the way?
I vomited
smell like-
earlier.
No, not that. You smell primal.
I'd say vomit's pretty primal.
Does Korgrin not always smell primal?
It's a mess.
No, both of you got a scent on you. I not really smelled it unless I'm working in some of the deepest parts of the weave. It's a very odd smell. You haven't been going places you shouldn't be going, should you?
I mean, it depends on your definition of
Oh,
shouldn't be going.
Mum's the word on that. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you in my function. I might have to hire a few apprentices, the amount of work you're giving me. Do they have to be alive? Oh, I hope they are.
Just kind of
You
look
hope
at
you're-
Rennas and just, do we want him to keep costs down or his morality up?
I think his morality is a lost cause at this point, but if he needs apprentices, he needs apprentices. Like in for a penny, in for a pound at this point. We can't say, yeah, resurrect the dragon, do the beholder things, do all this dark and evil shit, but we draw the line at someone helping you. That's just ridiculous.
I said nothing. You got your permission from Rennas.
Well, I'll put a few feelers out, but if you know anyone of arcane ability who wants to learn more, send them my way.
Loic sister?
Oh,
What? I'll ask him.
you will be eldritch blasted right in the dick. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't recommend asking him.
Oh, good thing I've got two then.
I don't know. No, I'm. See you, Gatan.
We're friends now, we can share, right?
I will admit, I was expecting it to be the none rather than doubles.
Yeah.
So,
No, one alive, one dead.
some rituals require
No.
some rituals require sacrifice. He's learned to always keep a spare of things.
So the second one's not his then, is what I'm hearing.
I was a damn it, Verity. I was gonna make that joke to Rennas as we were leaving.
All right. With that, you just leave him cackling in his cave as he goes back to sawing whatever flesh he was sawing before.
You know, it's a good
Have
thing
fun.
I saw the handsaw because that motion over a table and those wet noises. Nope.
To be honest, out of all the creepy shit that guy does, that's probably the least worrisome. I'd happily walk in on doing that than doing some of the other shit that he does.
And yet we brought him along specifically for that reason.
Well, yeah.
The
I
irony
mean,
is there, isn't it?
I think when we've got like an undead dragon on our side in the war, I think, you know.
As long as it
I'll
just
be happy.
isn't Katan's voice through the dragon, then that's fine. But if it's flying around just cackling, I think I'll shoot it down myself.
Okay. So, Korgrin and Rennas, do you make your way over to the keep?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've got nothing else.
All right. So, Otti and Russ, with an asleep Verity, make their way towards the keep. You go past the front gates into the grounds. You go up the steps, open the large double doors that open up into the sort of the main eating area. And once you do, you see blue banners, velvet capes, blue confetti, blue flowers, and a little sign that's been hastily made underneath a smiling Arrabella with a bit of blue paint blotched on her face that says "Happy Birthday, Verity."
In my head, everything's hung off the walls, but like no higher than like 3 feet.
Olivia helped in best way she can. Obviously, she doesn't have arms. Arwis helped out with the prestidigitation of things. Ella helped as well. She was quite happy to do that. And Loic supervised. And as soon as you walk in, they just all kind of just go, "Happy birthday!" Oh, she's asleep.
You're like, that's fair. I guess it's a couple hours till our actual birthday anyway.
No, not the three-headed deer. Don't feed the three-headed deer.
I think she needs to wake up. She's drooling on me.
Do you think she's...
No, I'm waking her up. I'm gonna just like roll her over and be like, Verity, wake up.
No, I don't want to go and bath in the yeah. What?
You come to consciousness, Verity, to see a hastily made room of decorations in your colour and your honour, wishing you a happy birthday.
It's been a while of madness, so we got 5 minutes. Happy birthday! I'm not sure how old you are anymore. Your magic's made it weird.
Well, generally, I am like, what, 19 now?
Yeah.
18? 19.
19.
Yeah, like, are you sure we're related then? If you're 19, because I'm 19.
Then I'm probably 18 then.
Oh, then we'll whatever ages canonically makes sense then. Because I asked Georgia how old Verity was. Georgia said it was 19, so that's why I went with the whole 19 spiel.
Ugh. I don't know. Math's hard. Oh, I play 18 then. I'm 1 year younger than Arri.
Okay, yeah.
And, like, at the moment, Verity's kind of confused because birthdays celebrated before now have always been, like, snuck out in private in the forest with just Arri.
Yep.
I don't understand these decorations. But it's cute. I am confusion.
They're all blue. I'm just there with a awfully... Just think, Andy written on the back of Woody's foot, underside of Woody's foot. It's kind of like that with the haste that I had to scribble it down.
Aww.
I'd be like, the guys know too. Let them know. But we can continue this tomorrow if you'd like. I feel kind of bad for waking you up.
It's okay. I know.
Comes to Russ.
Yeah.
That feels more like a me party thing. Random things happening.
Well, I'll get out Yondalla's flute then and see if I can join along and just see how many of us want to... If any of you have got an instrument, we can, see if that'll keep us up.
You know,
Make a
maybe we should just
performance
quit
check.
being heroes and be a band.
Shall we see how good we are?
Loic says, "Well, that's a mighty fine idea. I'll go ahead and tell the king that. Stop the war. Everyone wants to be in a band now."
Jesus Christ, party pooper.
Sorry.
It's normally me. Why are you taking my occupation?
Sorry.
Leave.
It's stressful days. Yeah.
I get it. Got 5 minutes though. Just
Yeah.
forget about it for a while.
Oh, Verity is the best of us. So, now I don't know any more songs.
That's a song you sing to yourself and you just replaced your name with mine.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with Verity.
Rarity.
Eventually, not too long after, because it was a relatively short conversation. Korgrin and Rennas turn up probably about 10-15 minutes after the group returns. You all see these small little birthday decorations made. Wine is passed out. A very, very quick meal is being created by Ella in the kitchen. Mainly just knickknacks and nibbles and the like. Nothing special, but they're trying to make something special off it.
Well, eat, drink, and be merry. What's this all in aid of?
Hey. I think my mic didn't work then, which is typical. I kind of held up my hand and said to Verity, in a much more jovial tone than that, but yeah.
To being born from a giant fucking primordial being. Hooray!
For having the weirdest fucking brother I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, he's my brother, father, son.
Loic just goes, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but severity!
Brother, son.
Olivia just goes, Loic. Oh, yes. He raises a glass in for Olivia and then helps her drink it.
Oh. That's just sad.
See, that's someone that needs magic and needs to learn Mage Hand. Her life would be so much
She needs to be
improved.
doing shots.
I will make you a straw. It won't go as badly as the time I tried to cure your hands, but I will make you a straw.
Ella takes a sip and just goes, this doesn't taste very good.
Who said that?
Ella does.
I'm probably on my third glass by now. Have I noticed anything?
You can make a constitution check.
So that was a save, not a check. Of course, I roll worse.
You feel a little buzzed.
Seems fine to me. Does what wine always does.
What makes you say that?
Oh, I've never had wine before. Obviously, I watched the Drow drink it a lot, and I always thought to myself, why do they drink it? Guess it tastes very good, and this is the first time I've had one, and it just doesn't taste very good. It tastes very... Well, the odour is very, very powerful, I'll be honest.
You've got to find something that really kind of just matches your palate. There's a lot of beverages out there.
Get out my flask. Ale?
I go into the back and I rummage and I get the little bullet blood out and just thunk. If we're having a party,
well, Ella drinks the various drinks that are presented to her.
She's gonna get fucking smashed.
She gets white girl wasted.
She's never drank before, and we're like, try this, try this, try this, try this, try this.
You gotta find the drink that you like, though. Might as well do it the first time you drink.
No, don't like that one.
It's a lot harder towards the end of the night when you've lost all taste.
Don't like that one. Oh,
I would like to try and make a cocktail.
Make a dexterity check.
Can I use my cooking utensils? Can I use it
Yes,
as a
you
cooking
can.
check?
Yes, you can.
They're a dwarf doing the whole shaky thing.
Technically, it would be an alchemy check, but it's okay. I mean, it's a bit fluty, with a little bit of sprinkled earth into it for dwarviness.
Yeah, dusting. God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, dusting, but it's actual dust. For texture.
Yeah. And you make it do you make it for Ella, or do you just make it for yourself, or do you make a lot for everyone?
If I'm making them, I'm fucking making them for everyone.
All right. So after some crash and bangs and wallops and ow and sacred flame coming from inside the kitchen,
You're pretty sure you hear a divine intervention as well. Just Martin, please.
Korgrin comes out with a very large bowl of reddish yellow liquid with bits of brown sort of
There's
bobbing up and down in it.
instead of umbrellas, there's little mushrooms.
Yeah.
Can we see how Verity's doing? Because this is the first time that I imagine we're all gonna actively let her drink and probably encourage it slightly.
Will you be participating, Verity?
Maybe. Just trying to figure something out. Hold on.
It's your 18th birthday. You don't get a choice. You have to drink.
You don't have to roll Wild Surge for alcohol.
Like,
No.
I'm wondering if it's going to be a case of because she can now, they're not going to.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been drinking whiskey on the side the whole time.
Yes.
Some moonshine that I found.
Yep. It's just very much awful stuff.
Yeah.
You can get nice moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't. That's why it's moonshine.
It depends on what you mix. Because it can get some truly awful, but
Oh, yeah,
some
yeah.
decent.
I like to take a bottle of moonshine and a bottle of wine and a bottle of Coke. Pour the Coke in. I pour the wine in. I take the moonshine, I throw that away, and then I drink what I've drunk, and that's some good moonshine. Okay, well then, if everybody is participating in drinking and revelries and celebrations tonight, can I get Constitution saving throws from everyone, please?
Well, I
Does
rolled
this
a
count as
magical
poison?
15.
Technically, yes.
Then I have advantage. I thought that 10 was me. I was like, it's worse, but no, it's Verity. That's fine. 19.
That's for low.
Verity, the birthday girl, gets a 1. Of course.
Oh yeah.
As
yeah.
it should be.
Seems perfectly
Yep.
reasonable.
Okay, so Korgrin, Otti, you guys are warriors. You hold your staff. You get like a happy kind of drunk. Rennas, you get kind of like you kind of get like one of those drunks where you're like half and half emotional / kind of like jacked a little bit. Like you want to sort of show off a bit, you know, but like if people don't pay attention to you, you like take it to heart, sort of thing.
Sounds about right.
Can't believe you guys
It's like
think that.
actual rich.
Well, screw you.
Yeah, can I get a sleight of hand check from you, please, Verity?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I believe the only person who would see that is Korgrin, as everybody's passive perception is below 17. Is that right?
Yes, mine is 15.
19.
16.
Oh, mine is exactly 17.
So then you would see this as well, Russ. Then
Surprisingly
Wait,
wise, Warlock.
Loic doesn't see it either. Okay, can I get a? Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you consider yourself among that number, Verity, since it's random, or
No.
okay?
And to be
Can I
honest,
get
I knew I would have avoided Korgrin because I know he's the one always ruining my plans.
Okay, so can you roll a d8
Rude.
for me, please, then?
Korgrin is always pro Verity. I feel attacked.
Oh,
I was just gonna kind of like put it in a drink and then leave the drink on the side.
okay. So, Korgrin and Russ, you will notice throughout the night of revelries and celebrations, at some point, Verity sort of staggers over to a drink that's just sort of left on the side, and you see her sort of like kind of cover it a little bit. You can see her do something, but she's covering it with her back, and then she sort of just staggers onwards a little bit. As I imagine, Russ, you are playing some music, utilizing your bard skills. Loic is singing very badly. But yeah, no, there's just during the Master Celebration, but Russ, as you're sort of playing the music, you do see Verity do something, and Korgrin, you see Verity do something like that. And sort of part of all of the as the sort of celebrations continue, that drink is eventually picked up by Arrabella.
Nope.
Do you guys do anything?
Is it something obvious? Like, is there a floater in there? You know, is there like an eyeball just
No.
sitting in there?
No. It looks bubbly.
I feel like as a player, I know what's in
Yeah.
there.
Now, I think that Rust trusts Verity, and unless it was some kind of case of like mistaken identity or something, he won't have any suspicions about anything she could do. So Rust is just gonna leave it be. It's her birthday, like whatever she wants to.
It's her birthday. She can drug people if she wants to.
Korgrin is going to have eyes on Arri just because he wants to see what the fuck is going to happen. Like, okay, so this is the spiked drink. What fuckery is going to occur? Sit.
Because every time I've ended up on drugs, it's been a good time, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right.
so
Oh, God.
So Arrabella drinks the drink, just happening, and you sort of like, oh, gives you a bit of hiccup, and then you feel a little lightheaded. Oh. And you blink. I'm going to give you a choice, Megan.
Mm.
You can roll for this, or you can choose who would Arrabella look at first.
Like, in my head, if Ari's already drunk when she picked up this drink, which I'd like to think she would be if she's mind sweeping, she's probably going on about how, like, Verity's always been bigger than her. Like, even if it wasn't for the fact that I saw my mum pregnant, I'd be convinced that Verity was my older sister because she's always been taller than me, like, even when she was just born. So I'd be probably looking at Verity.
Okay.
I'm hiding.
Okay, so Verity is not present. Then.
Oh, God.
I did my mischief and hid.
If you can't
roll,
make a decision,
then.
all right. Can I get a? Hold on. So
A D7?
1,
I think a D6.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Loic.
6, 7, 8. Can I get a D8 from you, please?
Yeah.
There's Olivia, Arwis, and Elliot there as well, and Loic. So. Oh my. Okay. Right. So I have a question for you, Megan, in regards to Arrabella.
Yeah.
Is she attracted to half elves?
Like, she's not unattracted to half elves. Like, there's a half elf that she particularly likes.
Okay, so as you
There are 3, yeah, fair point.
drink,
There's far too many of us.
and you sort of blink, and your eyes kind of go out of focus a little bit, and you're like, oh, and you sort of open them up, and as you sort of stare across the room, you see the slender, silver-haired half-elf Rennas, just sort of leaning up against the wall with a drink, with 2 drinks.
Is this the love potion?
He's all sipping on one like that. Drinks on the other one. Yeah, it's better. He's just having a a nice little conversation with Korgrin at the moment. Just chatting shit away. And you just notice how silky his hair is, how fine and defined his demeanor is. You remember the little street punk that you knew him by, and how he's become such a fine, dashing man, and you find yourself impossibly attracted to him. One would even say that you would now regard him as your one true love.
Somewhere Russ and Korgrin can hear Verity just giggling under a table, like.
Kind of just wander over to Rennas. You
Yep.
grew up to be really pretty.
And I think you've had too much to drink. Have another one.
I've drunk so much. I've got this. Do you want some of this one with me? I haven't finished it yet.
But I already have two in my hands. I only
I'll
have
have
two
that
hands.
one then. Let's share. I'll drink this one.
I mean, I hate you, but that's definitely.
Then I'm just gonna stare at the cup, being like, indirect kiss.
Is Rennas gonna be in love with Rennas? So just to switch things up, you know. So
He
different
sees
from
himself
usual.
in the reflection.
Like newsflash,
Oh.
Rennas has always been in love with Rennas.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant. I was being sarcastic.
Wow.
So, Arrabella is behaving a little differently towards Uranus, but she seems to be very gung-ho about drinking your drink.
That's fine. I mean, she just looks a little bit drunk. Fair. It's, you've done a great job putting this party together. I'm sure Verity's really enjoying it. Where the fuck is she? God, damn that girl.
She's behind some bushes. I think she's giggling.
Ah, yes, there it is. The Verity giggle.
She has been drinking a little, so
A little. I think a lot. I think Verity's been turned into a veritable cocktail mixer herself.
so
My sister is very talented. Wouldn't you say, Rennas? As I kind of just lean my back up against him and stare up at him adoringly.
I mean,
You're
talented is
down
one word for your sister. It's hard to call it a talent when half it's random as hell.
There's for that. It's chaotic.
It's impressive. No denying her power. But talented? It's like it's just random, chaotic, and one day he's going to get us all killed. But until then, we'll have a blast.
Best time together.
I will be the end of all of you.
It will be via filters of love as well, won't it?
We've been together for ages. Why is that new? All of us adventuring across this land. I don't think I'd ever left bloody. Forgotten the name of our town.
Oakenheath.
Oakenheath. I don't think I'd ever left
Too much
Oakenheath before
alcohol.
this. Yeah, I'm halfway through my first glass of wine. I don't think I ever left Oakenheath, and now here we are, travelling up and down, been all over the place. It's been some fun travels.
It's been a brilliant adventure with you. I hope we can continue it.
Well, I don't think Edgar's going to let us walk away from it, so I think we will be continuing it, yes.
Ah, such a dickhead, that man, scampering our plans.
Did we have plans?
Oh, we were always going to grow old together, weren't we? Weren't we going to set up a tippers organisation in Oakenheath?
It's not a bad shout.
I
Not
thought
a
it'd
bad
always
shout.
be me and you.
Running a tippers organisation, yeah. Doing the whole. It's pretty warm in here, don't you think?
I'll look over at Korgrin and show it like a kind of shit-eating grin. Like, I'm loving this.
I'll eyes back and just
like Korgrin is like literally standing within 5 feet of them, sort of like the third wheel on.
literally because not being addressed whatsoever. Just watching this interact. Like you've got the tall person, really short person, Korgrin, right? Just the literal third
Holding
wheel,
a drink, sort of
staring back at Russ, just sipping and nodding.
Lovick does actually come over to you, Korgrin, sensing the mood, and says, Korgrin, have I ever told you about the Lord and Saviour?
I swear to God, Loic, my God, not your God.
Well,
We're taking this outside. We're having a heated religious debate outside.
I'd be more than happy to debate why
Right,
the Observer is a better god, i.e., I'm a better god. But sure, let's go. and he
Korgrin
holds
just
up
running
the-
with it, just to disengage from this. See you, Rennas. I'm out of here. Good
See ya.
luck. Let me just. I walk over, get a refill, then go with Loic.
So, over the course of the next few minutes, you just hear shouting about religious iconography from Loic and Korgrin outside.
It's mainly Korgrin. Loic, you just get that chuckle from Loic, and just no, I'm right, but you're not right. No, I'm right, but you're not
But I am
right.
right. I am right. You have to understand that
Have you
I am
considered
right.
the possibility that you could be wrong?
My money's on Korgrin.
So,
This cleric can swing.
so Arrabella is leaning back against you, Rennas. She's looking up you all doe-eyed, kind of pink-faced a little.
I think you've had a little bit too much to drink, Harry.
This is nothing compared to what we've always drunk together. Like, me and you have had drinking competitions. This is nothing like the time we went to the pub together in the Underdark. That was
Well,
weird.
no, because I'm not insanely rich, having stolen every purse in the place in like a matter of seconds, like the legend master thief I am.
I think we're pretty rich now.
Well, yes, this is actually true. We're certainly not short of a few bob.
Like, look at where we live. Look at our land.
It's not really our land, it's communal land. We're not like lording it over them like that fucking king over in bloody Winwood.
No, we've raised a good place.
This is the plan. We'll keep it all going well and make everyone happy. And when people are happy, they want to fight to defend it. And we're guaranteed to win.
What do you fight for, Rennas? Oh, hello. Thank you very much.
I'm flirting with another man.
You got me my gin. Like, he's used to it, it's fine.
I mean, I used to not really fight at all, and if I did fight, it would be fighting for gold. But these days, it's just, I mean, part of it is fighting for survival. Let's be fair. Things have got a little bit fucking real since we left Oakenheath, but mostly fighting for you guys. I mean, we've all worked so well together. We've come a long way together. It would be a shame if anything happened to any of us.
I fight for all of you too.
But mainly you, Rennas.
I love you
This
all.
is why we win.
We'll win. And I'll kind of just grab Rennas' hand and be like, we'll win. Please say that this thing only lasts a minute and it's been a minute.
No,
'cause-
it doesn't. It lasts an hour.
Fuck. Or just you wait till Arri steps out of this.
Rennas is taking no responsibility for anything that happens because Rennas is not saying no to anything.
I've just noticed the fucking ambience music.
I have
Right, okay. Okay. Now it's clicked, and I appreciate what you said more, Verity.
Like, yeah, so the Rennas are just there in silence. I'm like, should we go outside? And I'll kind of just walk away with his hand still in mine, leading him outside.
It is a bit warm in here. Yes. Go outside.
Okay.
And then we can watch the fight between Korgrin and Loic.
I've got the
Yeah.
song in my head, Verity. So, yeah, the second I read it, I was like, wake me up. Yeah, that's fine.
Before you go.
Have you ever had any music, Russ? I'm playing something now, so yeah.
It's Heart Must Go On, if that helps you at all,
Yeah.
Fiona.
That would help. I like. I've had an error message on Roll20 for the last few sessions, so it's probably that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was half expecting to turn up to be Barry White, to be fair.
So,
I'm
Arrabella
going
and
to disappear
Rennas.
2 minutes.
No, Arrabella and Rennas walk outside into the cool air. You take a wander over to the small stream that goes through the keep. See the little fish inside, somewhat spectral in nature. And you just sort of marvel at the place that is Parfadelum. This place is magically connected to a level of power that you're just beginning to understand, having met an originator of that power now.
Just because you're the head of a cult and call yourself a god doesn't mean you are one.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Korgrin. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, because of my god, we have an army, we're in rebellion, and we're actually doing things to better the lives of my people everywhere. Whereas,
Whoa! We're recruiting the fucking army. What's your god, i.e., you, doing for that?
I am organising the whole thing, and you're not there, Rennas, by the way.
Oh, well, we came outside. I assumed that was why I came outside too, to hearing that.
No, you're in two separate areas.
Okay,
Outside.
I
But this
apologize.
is just what you're overhearing, because Korgrin isn't being quiet about it. Just right in your romantic moonlit.
I mean, this might just be the wine talking, but all my people are nice and safe here in Parfordell and getting ready for the fight of their lives. Whereas, your people who follow Moradin, you're currently being besieged by two kinds of people and they're stuck in there, isn't that right? So it kind of seems like Moradin ain't winning in that regard.
You did not just slander an age-long war by saying that our people were stuck in our mountain.
I mean, they can't get out and we can, so, just minor little comparisons, that's all.
But help! But that continues.
Yeah. So Megan and Rich, it's up to you if you guys want to continue
Holding
character
hands.
development.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be confused and not want to take advantage of what I assume is just a drunk Arri, not an actual under the influence of love potion Arri. But either way,
It's in there walking round. Holding your hand as we walk under the moonlit, starlit sky. I'm staring up, rosy cheeks.
beautiful.
Like you.
I like lift you up so you can see the stars higher.
Oh, that's adorable.
You actually get up onto the walls so you can get a good view of the immediate town around you, the stars and the nebulas, a perfect romantic backdrop. As Rennas lifts you up, he is strong, but he's not strength-wise, so he can do it. It's just sort of, it's like...
It's that whole wibbly-wobbly...
I am a small condensed package. I am a strong-ish small person.
Okay, so you guys spend the evening together, just enjoying each other's company, as I'm fairly certain Rennas won't let it lead anywhere else.
No, Rennas likes Arri, but yes, she has never done this when sober, therefore it doesn't happen when drunk.
There's no literature clubs here, Meg.
Fine.
Around... Because this is somewhat later in this is evening. It looks like wherever you went to in the Fitting Descent, it looks like it probably was on the other side of the world, as it was just the beginning of dawn there, and when you got back, it was just the beginning of dusk. So it's probably around midnight or so.
Was it on the same plane then? I just assumed the Fitting Descent was a different plane. As did Rennas, not knowing anything about magic.
As characters, you don't know. As players, you were on you were still on this planet.
Okay. Well, Rennas thinks we were on a different plane, but he doesn't really know what a different plane is.
Yeah. Eventually, you all get tired. Loic admits his victory. And retires to bed.
Korgrin just drinks at that point. It's just there's no getting through to it, so he'll just drown his sorrows.
Always returns to Verity's tower to sleep it off. Olivia goes to bed. Ella is passed out on the table. Eventually, everybody, you just feel the sleep coming into your eyes, and you all, one by one, retire to your chambers to go to sleep and get rid of or prepare yourselves for the incredibly bad hangovers that you have coming up.
Yay! A lovely night, Arri. Night.
Is there anything Arri would like to do as a goodbye?
Well, was I the only one on the wall? Did Rennas literally pick me up and put me on the wall?
No, the wall can be traversed. As in, like, there usually are guards on the wall, so you can walk up and down it.
We're thinking of different walls. I'm thinking of, like, a garden wall.
Oh no, I was thinking of like the battlements sort of thing.
Oh, okay. It's just 'cause, yeah, when you saying he picked me up. Like, I don't know how long we were out for.
It's you're coming up to roughly about nearly an hour now. So
Yeah. Like, Arri would probably be, like, very, very embarrassed. Everything okay, Fee? Fiona looks confused. Arri would probably be all, like, I say embarrassed, more like bashful, I guess.
Yeah.
Walking back, and yeah, she'd probably, like, pull Rennas down, kiss him on the cheek, run away, go, good night!
Oh, bye. That was weird, although also immediately not weird at all. Perfectly normal for Arri.
So Rennas, you stand up, rub your cheek. What a interesting evening. Before you yawn and make your way to bed. As Arri, you rush across the yard and get inside the keep, find your room, and as you just get prepared for bed, it's right around then the love potion wears off. And you are aware that you were charmed by a concoction.
You best not be blaming me for this shit in the morning. It was nothing to do with me.
Like, I think I as a player remember Verity picking up a love potion, so Arri, with her keen mind, would remember that the only one with a love potion is my dearly beloved sister.
Otti definitely remembered it because she saw it coming a mile off the second that she had to roll a dexterity check. Ellie knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah. I thought it may have been the red powder from the Underdark.
That was my idea.
Yeah, that's where I went mentally as well.
But yeah. So Harry kind of just stops and it's like, goes red again, but it's like, yeah, oh my god. And she's probably going to be a little bit awkward around Rennas for the next couple of days because, yeah, of the three half-elves that were in the room, the one that Arri is attracted to is the one that had the love potion work on them. So, yeah, she's now going to be as embarrassed as, like, hell.
All you're going to do is say the same things when you're sober.
Like, Ari's going to do that.
So what's Rennas?
Okay. So, with that, you all retire to bed. You go to sleep. You have a pretty restless night. Especially you, Verity. It's not just the drunkenness. Part of your dreams, you see purple clouds. Endless sea of nothingness. As you drift through it, you feel different. But this different is familiar. It is comforting. And when you come to consciousness, do you realize that you were likely seeing through the eyes of the Wild Terror? And you understand a little bit better of how you are connected to him now. Or it, even. Well, you have all completed your long rest.
Yay!
The morning comes. The birds crow, or the birds call. You all eventually get out of your bed, get yourself dressed, go into your rooms to find a half-hearted breakfast made by Elle, who is dealing with one hell of a hangover. And she's made breakfast, but you can taste the pain that she's experiencing at the moment.
Now, as much as I appreciate the effort, hangovers require a real breakfast. I'll be
So you
searching
want-
for
you want
any
me-
bread products. Just for future reference, the answer to that question will always be no.
Gotcha. I go into the kitchen and try and cook.
Right, make a cooking check for me.
Hiya.
Meow meow.
Please be a 1. Darn.
Korgrin comes out with wonderful sausages, bacon, and some dwarven meats that you were able to find in the cellar.
Now they say. I'm sorry, I'm too loud even for myself. They say, I start whispering because it's just like my voice is causing me a headache. That you're supposed to eat upside down to cure a hangover. Now I don't know why, but it's dwarven tradition. And I proceed to get on my shoulders upside down. We are known for drinking a lot, and I trust my father. I trust my father's father. Just start eating upside down.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Let me get back onto my my sheet. That's fine, built like iron.
Yeah, I mean, a strange display. You're able to deal with the fact that the blood rushes to your head and you're fighting against gravity to swallow. You believe it's having an effect.
I will just watch Korgrin do that while eating probably an entire loaf of bread.
There's sausages and some bacon.
And a sausage and some bacon. It's like almost a sausage and bacon sandwich, but really it's just a loaf of bread with one sausage and one piece of bacon.
Loic does swing by with a bit of toast in his mouth, and he says, "When you guys are ready, come see me in the war room." And he rushes off whilst eating his toast.
Please! I yell after him.
Please!
I just walk out. My hood is up, and all you can see is red of the face of mine that you can see. And I walk over, and I take some sausage, and I take some bacon, and I walk out the front.
Morning, Ellie!
Mm.
Loud.
Morning, Ellie!
Thank you.
But now she can't hear me because she's left.
Well, she wasn't going to hear you anyway. She's outside.
You don't know how loud I can yell. Do you want to see?
No, I don't. I swear to God, I'll lock you in a room with guitar.
You could lock me in a room, I'll be out of it in 2 seconds.
Not if I use hold person. I know you can't make a wisdom saving throw for shit.
No, lock in the verse can hold me, but whole person can't.
But if I
I get a
lock your
plus 5.
body,
I get a +5 now, that's not bad.
You don't need a lock if they want.
not good either.
It is when it was a -1.
Yeah, mine is still 0. We're not going to talk about this right now.
I often forget about that, Otti. The bastion of strength and magic ability can't beat wisdom for shit.
That's charisma. That's -1. I said I got completely fucked with oh, I can't remember his name. Where it was the whole person, but I had to make a 20, and I was like, yeah, I've got a 0. I ain't gonna make it.
that was Vahan, I believe.
Yeah, Vihan. Yeah.
Yeah, he multicasted that, so it hit multiple people who just couldn't make the save. Oh, mate. That's the thing now. In all the debilitating stuff, yeah. You guys have
That's,
experienced a few of that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we leveled up just after that. I had to choose feats, and that heavily influenced which feat I was taking first. The fact that I spent the whole time paralyzed.
Yeah.
I just took the ability score increase because who needs feats once you've got elven accuracy? All of the feats are worthless.
Broken, isn't it?
I need to get a feat that will give me the perception skill. Because as a ranger, I feel
Awareness.
like I
Aware, something like that, I think. Does that, I think. I don't know.
Is it that or is it
It
observant?
just takes
It's
skill or
observant.
something.
Yeah.
You can
I
just
think
take...
observant gives you a +5. I'm not sure if it ticks it.
There's not a lot of things that will give you proficiency in a skill.
Hmm.
To be fair, just having +5 to my perception would be.
Nice.
To be fair, even observant is passive scores rather than active, so for whatever that's worth. Well, handy for travel.
Fun. I'm just lucky that we got a really nice DM who's ruled that whenever we're in my areas, I get it. That's ticked automatic.
Yeah.
It's a petty tick. Let's be fair.
Should we go and see bloody Loic then? See what he wants this time.
Did the
Alright.
punching
No? Okay.
krakens turn up like I wanted?
No, unfortunately.
What dickheads? Because I said to them as well in the morning, come to the big house.
You did?
I mean, to be fair, it's just morning.
Stupid halfling.
I mean, if I'm waking up with a hangover after a night of drinking, it's not just morning.
Right. It's up to you guys if you want to go see Loic now. I mean, there's no urgency. You guys do what you want.
I mean, we don't really have anything else.
Yeah, I think we want to get back out on the road. But if
Mhm.
he specifically asked to see us while we're here, it'd be kind of rude just to mug him off and leave.
Yeah. Right, see ya. He's just there with like his cold corner of toast. Just where are those guys?
My birthday was last week and no one said anything. Okay. So does the party go and see Loic in the war room?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all converge individually into the war room. Take your seats. As Loic begins to unfurl scrolls, letters, maps, and other such things. So, got a few reports yesterday. When you guys went, actually. Been some developments you need to be aware of.
Well, that sounds ominous.
Yeah. The Royal 5th, 4th, and 6th Army, they were stalemated against the Frost Giants, led by Titan Airsbane. They were reinforced. And this is speculatory at best, but it seems... You know that white dragon we killed on the way to Jarachikai?
Yeah, we killed 2 more later as well after you'd left us.
Yeah. Turns out there are more of them.
Well, I didn't think it was the last white dragon in the world.
No, I mean... Looks like he's just unleashed, or at least prepared, a welcoming party of this preparation. Looks like we're forcing his hands. Scouts tell me that they reinforced the armies and they wiped out the Frost Giants.
I mean, fair enough. What else can really be done about that? They have dragons. We've known about that for a while.
Do we know how many of these new white dragons have appeared?
They say at least 100.
Well, that's a couple.
And they're the young ones. Apparently, there are hundreds of the baby ones that are going to be a very big problem if this is an extended war, because dragons grow quickly. Apparently, there were 2 leaders that sort of led this white horde. But apparently, they're subservient to something else. I didn't get that far. But if 2 adults are subservient to another dragon, I can only assume it's an ancient.
I mean, we're all probably thinking the same thing. It's most likely Aurora. We all know they're of, her clutch or they're her mates or whatever. So again, it's not really that unexpected. We know that she's been getting bread to bolster their numbers.
Yeah, I didn't think they would have this many. 100 dragons is a problem. Hundreds of dragons is a nightmare.
I think this might change the plan of us going to see Daddy Reichstag. If they've got hundreds of dragons, maybe we should have hundreds of dragons, and that seemed the most likely way of getting them on side.
They're young dragons, though. They're not that hard, really.
Yeah, to the average soldier, they got no chance.
Well, not with an attitude like that. You've got to stay positive.
We'll have to come up with some kind of countermeasure, at least to engage them. But that's not even the worst of our problems. Niccolo Fiolo, that diplomat.
That little bastard.
He's been busy. Reports are coming now that solidified that the king has created alliances with 2 factions. The Duragar warlords have risen. And they are moving on the Haravellians.
Hold on, Niccolo, you say? If we want to know exactly what he's up to, and I pull his ring out of my pocket that I stole way back in the bloody council chambers in Maltokyo that I just forgot about until you resaid his name.
Oh.
Korgrin, I believe your magic shit works better with belongings to them, right? I don't really understand it, but
We've
this
been
ring's worth
traveling for so long, and still it's magic shit. Come on, man.
It's of no use to me.
You've seen me summon my god's hand.
Yeah.
You've seen me shoot someone from 200 feet away. I don't claim to be a god.
What relevance does that have? But fair.
None whatsoever. That's just all I could do. Leave me alone.
There. It'll be okay. Is that what you want?
No. I just, I don't want
to
to sit here and learn all the terms for all this magic things, I'm a simple man with simple pleasures.
We know that you're simple, that is. I take the ring.
Alright, so you have the ring.
I'll cast Scry on Niccolo Fiolo.
Okay, so you cast Scry on Niccolo Fiolo, and the spell does not connect. There is a blockage on the other end.
Do I recognize the sensation?
The sensation is something akin to anti-divination magic.
Yeah, basically what I was alluding at is that it's being blocked. I put the ring down, it's fucked. You've given me a shitty ring, it didn't work. But no, seriously, he's probably under their protective bubble. Maybe he's in the capital, or he's got a necklace on. I don't know 100%.
I can't believe they've got a secret anti-scrying bubble too. It's so unfair.
It is actually. But I suppose it makes sense. He was in the capital last I saw when Ariel asked me to scry. So I can't say I'm surprised. Disappointed, sure, but not surprised. I give you back the ring because I don't want to add that to my inventory.
It's not on my inventory, which is why I completely forgot about it.
Fucking Jesus. So, looks like I'm adding it to my inventory.
Cheers, Korgrin.
Niccolo Fiolo's ring.
You're a fucker.
Worth quite a few gold.
What's the surname spelling?
Fiolio. No, Fiolo. Hold on.
Fiolo?
Okay.
Thank you.
Whenever you say his name, I get Hilo Piccolo in my head, and I just want to.
Well, that was lackluster, to say the least. Anyway, yeah. So, these Duragar, they're being led by the Duragar King. They call him Gruzzle the Shell.
Korgrin's ears just perk up at that. Oh, the king, you see.
Yeah, apparently they're taking their entire forces to the field. I don't know exactly the cause as to why they're moving in such large number. There is speculation it's something to do with jewels.
History check or something? Does that sound about right?
Like, I'll just think of everything we took from the ice cave.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the jewels that we stole.
Oh, I thought it was duel. Sorry, I thought it was duels.
No, sorry, jewels.
Gotcha. But is the king kind of who I know?
Yeah, so King Gruzzle the Shell is the supreme warlord of the Duragar.
Gruzzle the Shell. What a name.
His name is spat on by dwarven babies. He's that hated in Finidosan.
I will take a shit in his name later.
I thought you were literally saying his name was spat on then.
It was.
Spat on
then
my
you
dwarven
changed it.
babies. Spat for short.
Yeah, so also quite far to the north in the ice-capped mountains, the Eagle tribes sided with the king.
Wow, god damn them. Traitors.
They've got a
Or
lot of
the exact
spy
opposite
power
of traitors,
then.
to be fair.
So it seems that the king has been focusing on underground superiority and air superiority. And now it looks like he has them.
Well, if we
Also,
want to counter that, we want magic, I would assume. The druids are probably that much more appealing now.
as you say that about the druids, that was the next thing I had to talk to you about. Scouts have indicated that a rather large subsection of the horde is marching towards the druid clans right now.
Kind of
Looks
answers
like
that for us.
it looks like the king ain't even going to bother trying to negotiate with them. Looks like he's just going to try and wipe them out.
Do we have a circle for over there by the druid clans or not? Can we beat the army there?
Yeah, we have got something out there. Well, sorry, let me just grab my notes out again.
Because the druids and the centaurs are over that side, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I'm thinking of the right place. So yeah. So that was one of our goals anyway. So yeah, I could go for that.
Verity, could you try and contact the Silent Sisters as well?
Green Spire. That's the place where the druid clans hang out. We can get you straight to there.
Awesome. Good to know. Carry on, Verity. Sorry, we interrupted you.
Yeah, I have no way of contacting the sisters. I don't think.
Fair enough.
Would you say that I know them well enough to be able to sending?
Yes.
I can always try giving them the old friendly mental message. If you want.
The people that don't talk.
Yeah,
Well,
the
they can
ones
talk.
that speak probably telepathically.
Last you're aware of the Silent Sisters, they were chosen by the king to go and assassinate Titan Icebane.
And seeing as the ice giants just lost.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Okay, what would we be trying to achieve from that? Recruiting them?
I mean, ideally.
Yeah, making sure they're alive first of all. I know that Verity is close to them. They seemed like they were nice enough, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, they were kind of pissed that, 2 of them were killed.
We redacted that, remember?
Oh, right, yeah.
They
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
death
you
saves.
didn't want them to die.
Yeah. You guys asked me, please don't let them die. So I was like, oh, okay, they're unconscious.
Yay!
Well, if you want, I'll do it now. Is that something we want to know right away?
Yeah, I mean, we can at least find out where they are and if they're open to talk to us, I guess. Or, talk to us as much as they ever talk to anyone.
Who would you say I would be the most familiar with out of them all, Jack?
I mean, you met them all the most, but you know that their leader was Rayla Starsight.
Then I will try and use sending on Rayla Starsight.
Okay. So, what do you say to her?
25 words. So, greetings, Rayla. Korgrin here. Fought in arena. Hope you are well. That's 11. I'll start using my other hand because I made this
That's
mistake
13.
last week.
That's 40. You're well ahead now.
I was thinking then, what are you just trying to throw me off, or no? It's funny. Are you working for King? Did you kill Titan? Oh yes. Fuck.
So the message goes off into the ether.
And I get back static.
You
God
just get
damn it.
static back.
I keep fucking forgetting. The one,
Yeah,
the
we're
one
so good at this.
detail of this fucking campaign that I don't immediately remember is the pissing bubble.
After we literally talked about the piss and bubble and how it's a pain in the ass that the others have a piss and bubble too.
Nah.
Pissing bubble sounds a whole different thing.
It really does, doesn't it?
But other than that, yeah, there's a small detachment of the horde heading towards the Druid clans. The White Horde has shown itself, and the Durgar warlords and the Eagle tribes have sided with the king. So those are the big updates I have for you.
So this horde that's going towards the Druids, have they broken off from the ones putting Philly Durzan under siege?
No,
No, that's that was the Royal Second Army.
Second Army.
Damn, okay.
The horde is the demons that they've been summoning, like the dredges
Roger,
and the
Roger.
other shit that we fought in the Ever Awesome Forest. The fodder, basically.
Were the dwarves against joining us to begin with? Because I have a feeling that now they'll have reason to. Once we get them out
they were
of the...
always on. They were always pretty much on board with joining you. They just
Yeah,
they need
we've got
you to do some things for them first because they're stuck as it stands.
Yeah.
They wanted you to basically do a pincer attack on the Royal Second Army for them.
Mhm.
So if
Which
you
we can
attack
do
from
with the
behind-
Druids and the Centaurs if we can save
Yeah.
them.
Which was the plan, yes.
Yeah. So unless anyone's got any better ideas, I think we shoot off there.
I'm gonna let Loic know that I've invited the Punishing Krakens here, so don't be surprised if a bunch of random-looking people turn up, including a beholder.
Oh, yeah, they already came. Well, they haven't come here, but I've heard reports because we tried to arrest that Bowden, but
He's a slippery bugger.
Yeah.
Well, you told me to catch him if I saw him, and yeah, I put the message out. He explained the situation with Beholder Eyes behind him, so yeah, we kind of just like we were gonna let you sort it out, basically. But turns out it's all good.
So just out of interest, I mean, although you did the right thing, but just out of interest, if we tell you that someone is dangerous and to capture them, and they turn up and they tell you, no, it's fine, we're all friends now, you believe them and just let them wander into our city? Into
No,
our encampment.
it was a case of pretending to let our guard down, keeping our eye on them, and and then having the heavy guns come along and deal with the beholder, because that thing can kill a lot of people real fucking quick, and I didn't want to do that to my people.
And I just like look at Korgrin. I mean, you'd think a literal guard would be able to deal with a beholder quite easily, wouldn't you?
I swish my beard across my shoulder. I know he must be a lesser god if that's the case.
Where are they right now?
They're encamped over in I don't know, somewhere on the west side.
Fair enough.
It was a trick question. I was just trying to see if he knew.
Okie doke.
Fine, he outsmarted me. It's not a problem.
He outsmarted you by giving you a direct answer. Damn him.
Damn him!
I mean, to be fair, she travels with us. She's not used to that.
Shall we go see them on our way out and then head to the Druids then?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. And I think if they've got like an army coming, we should all go.
We're in a meeting. Come back later.
That's probably them.
Come in. The door to the war room opens up and you see Olivia there. She's been kicking.
She headbutting the door.
No,
I was thinking.
That's the first thing I said. How did she knock on the door?
No, she was kicking.
We're terrible people.
She says, so some people just turned up. Apparently, they know you?
Is it an eye with little eyes?
No.
Oh.
Apparently that dwarf Dake Hammerhalt let them in.
Is it more dwarves?
No, it's well,
let's come and meet them.
they don't really say anything.
Oh. It might be the Silent Sisters.
Did they come here immediately? Because that would be amazing.
Well,
Also,
they
how
were
did they
in
get
there.
here?
Just this isn't something I pulled out of my ass, by the way. This was something that was actually going to happen.
We just happened to message them. So that's the real reason it didn't go through. They never got the message because they were already here.
Dun dun dun! They were under the bubble as well. No, then it should have worked. I'm pretty sure if it's
Yeah.
into bubble, then
Maybe it's because you're a man.
Oh, sexist.
Sexual discrimination.
Yep, that's Miss Andrew right there.
Guys,
Well,
in case the message wouldn't have even reached them, into bubble doesn't work.
Well, it's under the dome. It's like the TV series Under the Dome.
You can send it out, but it doesn't work inside.
What? Ugh.
Right, sending doesn't go from person to person. Sending goes all the way out to mystical entity, then back down to person.
It goes-
That's what it
it
Do
can't
the
do.
satellite dish.
Yes, that's what I was going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Beep 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 beep. Even if that text message is to your neighbor.
So Logan's like, okay, well,
Well, don't let them in here. We'll go outside. War room,
Alright.
remember? Confidential information.
yeah. He starts
Yeah.
folding everything up.
I just God, my fucking arse.
And while he's folding everything up, we'll go meet him.
Okay, so you head out into the main foyer area, and you see 6 people there. They look a little different from when you last met them.
They speak now.
They look frostbitten. Look thick, cold, like thick furs with a bit of ice still stuck in their hair, sort of thing. They look quite bloodied and bruised, actually. Look like they've been in a fight that didn't go their way. But you see the 6 silent sisters standing there.
Hey! Good to see you all again.
They wave and they smile.
I want to insight check this smile.
You're right there.
I'm not. Don't worry.
As much as it's lovely to see you, how the hell did you find us?
Also fair.
Ah, yes. Silly half-elf asking questions of the people that don't speak. I apologise.
I will use message, and I'll message Rayla directly. Just say, how did you find us?
Egg.
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 Vague.
He said egg as well.
Egg.
I generally heard egg, but I put it together that he probably meant egg. It just got out of a mic or something. But yeah.
Would you like some parchment? Would that help?
I can get some out of my personal because I've got loads still.
I know you don't speak, but does writing fall under that? Just trying to facilitate communication.
How would a
You could just
linking up
change.
brainy thing work?
Also true. Or you could just change the names to the sometimes Silent Sisters and just talk we need to. That sounds like the easiest solution.
Get 2 pieces of parchment out and my pen and just kind of put it on the table.
The fuck's a pen?
That's literally what I've got written.
Quill.
I've got ink pen and ink pot.
Yeah.
It's a fenced off area where you keep animals.
Rayla goes over and just goes. She looks at all of you and just like,
Fire away.
look
So-
towards you, Verity, with a look. Can you make an insight check for me? You're the only one who can do this, Verity, to try and understand their body language. You get the impression that Rayla is trying to communicate, what do you want me to write?
Yeah, sorry, I was waiting for everyone else to finish talking, but like, who is the one that I got along with? Who I got closest to?
Well, you kind of got close to all of them, really, but Rayla was kind of like the one who said a sentence to you that one time.
So yeah, I probably would have just run onto the table, sat in front of them on the table, and just been like, "What up, homegirls?"
Yes,
smart.
Queen, spill the tea.
They smile at you. Like Rayla does, like take you by the hand and just sort of like
Prestidigitation, like, clean them up and like just start like start tidying them up, like, I don't know, like
they're sort of like nodding thanks.
like I heard that things with the ice giants went badly. Dragons popping out of nowhere. Yeah. Shit. Well, hopefully we'll get dragons. I'm hoping you guys help us.
They sort of Rayla like points towards you and then sort of gestures to the rest of the Silent Sisters.
Verity, do you want to go somewhere alone with them?
Can you make another insight check for me, please, Verity? Try and read their body language. You get the impression that Rayla is trying to signify to you that they actually came to you for help. They didn't really have anywhere else to go, as they seem to have failed in their mission and now aren't welcome back to where they were. They sort of try to communicate this through body language.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's a bit disheartening that we're not your first choice. But either way, you guys are here.
What do you mean?
Well, like, if they had cooked with you, I imagine that if they were able to, they would have just gone back.
So you cut out there a bit.
Sorry. The way you come across is that if they could go back to the king, they would have.
No, it wasn't the king, it was the capital.
Oh.
As in, like, they lived in the capital. They fought in the arena in the capital. You know, they based out of the capital, and now they can't go back there.
When they went on that mission, we hadn't declared rebellion yet, so they hadn't like picked a side. They just were doing their job, ish.
It's the state then, but I'm glad you guys are here. You have the mages from what you call it, you know, the academy place here as well. Ophelia. Who's the psychic guy?
Esteban.
Esteban. He's here.
Esteban.
Esteban.
They just kind of like give you puzzled, inquisitive looks to signify they don't know who you're really talking about. They don't really know those people.
I don't know. Like you guys all seem to have like a psychic connection. I didn't know if you were familiar with it. Stay away from that. He's
Rayla writes on the paper, White Death.
Isn't that the name of Aurora? Or am I wrong?
Aurora's known
Frigid
as
Embrace?
the freezing embrace.
Okay.
so right there.
It was Shrike, the frigid calamity. That was the one you killed.
Who's the big death?
Sorry, what did you say, Verity?
Who's the White Death?
Probably that horde of white dragons that Loic was just telling us about.
She does write down dragons.
Oh, it's the whole horde is called the White Death.
I wonder if we need to speak to Right Stack to see if he knows more information about it.
Yeah. Maybe he was better at communicating with the sisters. Have you guys heard that Right Stack before? Oh shit!
You cut out a lot. Like, I
Yeah.
caught maybe a quarter of that sentence.
Sorry, firstly, ah.
I agree. Let's do what Verity said.
Yeah.
Let's go to bed, it sounded like.
Morgana sort of steps forward, puts her foot on one of the chairs there, reaches inside behind her backpack, and just pulls out this like small pointy thing and just shoves it into the table. Boom! She lets go of it, and you recognise it as a tooth, a dragon tooth.
Young or
Sorry.
adult?
Young. She sort of gestures towards it, and then just gestures wildly.
Yes, and an army of dragons. We've just received that brief, yes. Thank you.
She points to her
Nosebleed, sorry, right. Fair enough.
She points to her eyes and then points to all of you.
Have we seen them?
Kin for us, I think.
Oh,
She points to the dragon, its tooth, then points to eyes, then points to all of you, and then she nods towards Arrabella.
right. Do you have any loyalty to the king or the capital?
The Silent Sisters all look at each other and just go,
I bloody hope not now you're here.
Well, we kind of need to know if it's a no, because rebellion, you know?
they gesture towards themselves and then point towards Verity.
You're here for Verity. Or you trust Verity, at least. Well, we just got her back from somewhere, so as long as you're not trying to take her, and you're just here for her, like, to support, that's perfectly fine, and if anything, I'm super grateful.
Rayla
We'll take all the
writes
help we
down
can
on
get.
the paper, nowhere else to go.
That sounds about right.
If we try and find you somewhere to live, would you be up for trying to find a house here?
They look towards each other. They nod.
Okay, why don't we try and do that? In fact, why don't I go and do that? Why don't you come with me and
Well, is this something that Loic can do, and they can talk and see what information Loic can glean from them as well? I mean, we are trying to single-handedly recruit.
They what? How can I talk with them when they don't talk?
Paper, just the paper. That's why
Not paying attention at all, Loic.
I'm sorry, miss. I know we fought each other in the arena very, very briefly, but it would be so much more beneficial if you could just talk. Why don't you talk?
Ask someone why they don't talk, Loic.
So rude to ask them.
And this is why I said I would go and do it.
Fair enough.
Right,
Okay, but we have got a horde heading towards Druids right now.
Do you think Awis
face at the moment?
Oh my god!
or Ella?
I will give Loic the potion of mind reading we've got in the bag. And I will say to Loic, this is a potion of mind reading. Ladies, I'm giving him a potion of mind reading so he can read your minds. Would that work?
Blended.
That sounds like a yes to me.
Don't think of anything inappropriate. Loic, if you do anything to hurt these ladies, I will batter you myself.
Excuse me, I am a very holy man. I'm an apostle of God.
And she's a half-orc with a big axe. My money's on her.
Make you literally holy.
And do spells.
All I heard was bell and then the laughing.
All I heard was spells.
Russ,
Ah!
one of these ladies, she's sort of kind of got like sort of red patches across her eyes. She looks quite athletic, actually, like garments that you kind of recognize as August monk garments, but modified in some way. And she has been staring at you like non-stop.
Can I message her?
Yeah.
And I'll try. I won't make eye contact because I don't know if she needs it to be subtle or something.
I mean, when you're glaring at someone, it's kind of hard to be subtle.
I mean, to the point where the blonde-haired lady in the white priest robes beside this lady, everybody except Russ would know as Esmeralda, has been going to this lady June, sort of nudging her on the side and be like, come on, sort of thing, like, be more subtle.
Okay, well, no, I will make eye contact with her. I'll send a message. I'll be like, what is up?
I don't think mentally you need to do the accent, but I appreciate
I please hope not, yeah.
You get a message back into your mind. You look like someone.
Like who?
You guys message again?
Yeah.
The one who killed Titan.
Can I just check when was Titan killed?
According to your reports, about a week or so ago. Maybe
Okay.
less.
Definitely wasn't me. I do have a brother, perhaps, though we don't look very similar.
The message comes back into your mind. Into your mind. His name
was Robert Paulson.
A question.
Yeah, sort
Yeah.
of like.
Okay. Ruber Arbor, and I'll cast Minor Illusion and put a little picture of him.
As you do that, all of the Silent Sisters immediately look at that image. And Camilla and Esmeralda immediately move to try and restrain June, but she is too quick for them. This lady jumps on top of the table, runs across it, and she's coming towards you, Russ, to attack you. What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast my newfound spell, Hold Person, at her.
Alright, I'll have Jude make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
June, Eden. She's not proficient in this. 6. So
About as
she
proficient as Vanna.
So I'll.
Wendy and Morgana immediately go up onto the table and like to drag her around and get her down the ground. They just sort of like stare into her with like very intent eyes.
No, so I will try and explain this. I will say it out loud. I'm sorry. I have cast Hold Person on her. She.
Morgana looks at you like kind of like, duh.
She's
Even Rennas recognise that one.
Yeah.
Fucking magic shit.
She is evidently upset by what she saw in this image. I cannot help who I'm related to. This is my brother. We are at odds currently, but we are related, and there is a family resemblance. We don't speak anymore. He has nothing to do with us.
I want you to make a persuasion roll.
You can tell they're different. I mean, his voice is completely different to his brother's, I assume.
You'd fucking hope so, given that this is currently vampire.
It's like his brother's actually a French vampire.
Vampire-ish.
June does calm down a little, but she still shoots you them like kind of distasteful eyes, sort of thing.
I'll
Wendy,
say out. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Wendy just sort of like pats her on the shoulder a little bit and just sort of like just kind of directs her face away from you towards her, and they sort of like stare at each other for a little bit, just trying to calm June down really. Rayla just shakes her head as she looks towards you, Russ, and she just kind of gives you like the sorry body language sort of thing.
There is anything I can do to help, let me know. Anything that can convince you further, that can assure you that we're not associated.
Rayla writes on the paper. That man did things.
How vague.
I am sorry to hear that. He has done bad things. I don't know if any of it is redeemable.
Yeah, to be fair, Russ, you're not aware of Rubor doing anything bad.
Yeah, no, I was thinking more of just associating with the king, and then I just kind of assuming that everything had all gone to shit. But yeah, I know I don't really have any knowledge since I just split from Altokyo.
Yeah. From what you just remember Rubor just being, he was highly impressioned by Edgar. He was very proud that he had become a knight. Ultimately, he was always a reasonable person. He was always a brother to you, and he always cared for you in the way that you described in your backstory. So there's never really been bad blood. If anything, you two kind of had a positive relationship until Russ decided that it was he wanted to do something else, sort of thing. I always in my mind, you guys left on. You kind of just left, but when you left, you were on good terms with him.
Yeah. No, I figured it was like good terms for most of it, and then kind of a big blow up at the end, where I was kind of like, well, fuck that Edgar guy. And then I can't remember when it was, but so was this real? When we were in that clearing and we had the vision in our head, I think it was in a Shoshka's chamber. Like I had a meeting with Rubor where it was then different and he was angry.
That was an illusion based on your inner demons to see if you were worthy to see a Shoska and learn.
Yeah, because I wasn't 100% sure if it was some kind of, you had like some inklings of like real communication or if it was just my imagination.
No, it all came from within you. So
okay, so yeah, maybe he's not as much as a dick as I thought then. Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, just ironing things out there, that's all.
Yeah.
So Rayla turns the paper over and writes, led the armies, killed Titan, tried to kill us.
Since when was your brother a leader? I didn't know he was the lead with these armies.
He's always been a good soldier if he's friendly with Edgar, and Edgar knows that we are linked, perhaps. Making him progress higher up is advantageous.
Out the phone. You have a brother?
Yes.
What's a phone?
Didn't you tell me that you were related to someone?
Yep. And it is of my understanding that Rubor also is.
Fuck.
Yes. He is under the king's arm, essentially.
Doesn't that mean he can do the thing?
I think we all need to do the thing.
Time?
I believe so.
I mean, I don't know how it works, but
I kind of thought we all needed to do the thing rather than just one person do the thing.
you got any evidence to support that?
No, but
It makes sense for it to be a six-way thing rather than a one
bow
thing. Just because how much easier would it have been to just steal one of us? And why aren't they just doing it now? Like, assuming they know the stuff.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things that kind of happened that don't really make a lot of sense when you think about it.
Saying that though, didn't they take Bliss away and try to use her to get stuff out? And then it didn't work because she didn't have the blood. But it didn't work because it was only Bliss.
Well, this is where you kind of lose me because I don't know nothing about that.
Well, I mean, it's magic shit, so I know even less.
Maybe it's kind of like a lock system, whereas for the ultimate, you need everything. But if you get one by one...
I guess there's really only one person who knows.
And more importantly, do they need do we, like, for example, the person need to be alive, or can it be like spatters from a battle? Or I think we definitely need to work out more about summoning.
A scribbled note as we leave the jail.
Well, as a god, I have some understanding in blood rituals. And
I just put my hand over his mouth. Shh.
I'm not saying nothing important. I'm just saying that generally rituals that involve blood generally require fresh blood, not things kept up in a vial.
I think if we want to come to some level of understanding of it, we need to go see, the tree. Because we wanted to speak to the tree at some point.
This is also true. But are we not concerned about the army charging towards the
We are, yes. No, I completely agree. I think the tree is something we do when we come back. These are, higher level questions that we just don't have answers to or time to dwell on right now. We've got imminent things that we
Well,
need
do
to
you want-
worry about.
You want to split up again?
No. Look how well that went for Arrabella last time. Got turned into a puddle.
I mean, we all survived, just about.
Different kind of puddle right
I
now.
would
I would
suggest
make it
that we just keep Korgrin around Verity just to make sure he fixes up any messes she makes.
Or give Verity the one person who could potentially help in a situation.
I know new spells now.
Oh dear.
Well, you leave the what was it the Loud Sisters, right? Freyla just gives them that resting bitch face again. Yeah, calm down. You're hurting my ears. Well, I'll tend to them. Make sure they're sorted, situated. But I mean, I guess they're on our side now. Miss, is there anything else you would like to tell us in regards to how you got here? Okay.
If you could think of the compositions of the I think it was the 4th, 5th, and 6th armies, that would be incredibly useful. Any information that we can get on troops and movements and what their makeup is, that would be incredibly useful. Even if it's something little, small details are going to be incredibly powerful in this war. But you're welcome to have some rest and get situated first. Don't worry.
Rayla pulls out her sword, points to Wendy's bow, and to Morgana, and to Esmeralda, and just gestures lots, sort of thing.
Lots of swordman archers, whatever Wendy and Esmeralda are then.
Esmeralda is a priest, and Morgana is an arcane user.
Okay. Pretty standard makeup.
That's fair enough. But anything, like I say, any details that you can put down on paper is information we're sorely in need of. But thank you. But no, please, Loic, if you wouldn't mind, we'll try and make our way to, was it Greenspire?
Yeah, Greenspire. The coordinates there. He pulls out a piece of paper and hands it towards Verity. Yeah, that'll take you directly to the center of it all.
Fair enough. Is that where we?
I've been told it's an old one, and they might not know if it even works or not. So be surprised if you scare a few people. Well, don't be surprised.
Are we all in agreement that that's where we want to go?
It sounds like the best go. And I haven't shot some fiends in a while. Need to work this up somehow.
You're right.
Yeah, fine. Let's, shall we go? We need to leave the thing. We gonna swing by the Krakens, say hi, make sure they're okay.
If we want to, but I think they're fine. Do you want to go see Sex?
Right, Red. I just want to go now.
Okay, Arri, let's go.
Yeah. Out I go.
Okay, so Arri and Rennas go to see Sex.
No, we're not.
no, we're all going to.
The young ones are calling it these days.
Okay, so that will leave Loic and the Silent Sisters in charge of each other.
Do we want to borrow Arwis for this? Save Verity using up any magic.
I was wondering the same thing, as we've already burnt 2 of your spell slots today. Let's try and see whichever ones we have got.
Always
So,
works.
Or
for
also, as Rennas
the
puts it,
sisters,
magic
I'm just
bullshit.
gonna tell them, don't join his cult.
I feel like the Silent Sisters are more sensible than that.
I
I
feel
just
like anyone that
feel
has to be
cautious.
warned.
Rella just gives you that, like, yeah, don't worry, I've got them wrapped around my little finger sort of expression.
And the one that went for Russ, I'm just gonna go and like pat her on the shoulder and just be like, "Please don't blame my friends for the faults of their siblings."
She like nods and she looks sorry, like towards you.
Oh, you're all so damn cute. Anyway, next time I see you guys, I'll tell you about my father, son, brother creature. It was really wild.
Don't say it like that. It sounds like incest.
They all look at you with that inquisitive look, and Esmeralda says, "What?"
Well, you did. You made them speak.
I jump off the table and follow my sister.
Okay, so the party leaves the keep. Do you take Arwis with you?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, she can cast teleport.
So you teleportation circle.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Alright. So, guys, head outside of the bubble. And Verity, you give Arwis the coordinates for the Green Spire.
Yeah, so that's the green spy circle I have coordinates for now, yeah?
Yes.
Sweet.
Nice.
Should we see if Loic actually knows the teleportation circle for Brine as a town rather than fucking Wade Shop, by the way, at some point? Not right now. But it just occurred to me that even when we were there and being questioned as to why we came to Wade's rather than the main circle, we still didn't bother going to get the circle.
Verity, you know that the teleportation circle that the Kralnish Krakens used brought you out to the cathedral in Brine.
Did you make a note
yeah,
of it?
we know that there was. Yeah, no, we knew there was one, but because I went into the cathedral, but I didn't go to the teleportation circle section of the cathedral. I went to the quieter, like, certain gods area.
Yeah.
I think that Haren mentioned it in his huff, but I think that was kind of it.
I think it was the guards of why didn't you just use the main one? Magic shit.
Why
Answer
would I
everything.
give up an excuse to bump into my favorite couple?
Fair enough. I stand corrected, thinking you'd want to avoid drama. You carry right along.
No.
Anyways, so along your way towards outside the bubble, you notice a couple of new faces in here that you didn't notice before. They look like Kayla in that they are GIF. There's only a couple of them. They look. Their clothing is leather clad, but kind of alien-like, almost garmenty in nature. Skinny, athletic, green skin with kind of darker green scales on top of it all. They get some stares, to say the least, but they're just sort of like talking amongst themselves in very subtle language. They, you get the feeling that they were probably brought here by Kayla, and that they're already getting to work on, getting people here. So, anyways, you guys are outside the bubble. Alice has got the coordinates, and she begins to cast teleportation circle. Is there anything you guys would like to do before, going? Basically, it's like
Well, my mind immediately went to the thing that I was going to remind Korgrin to do as soon as we left the bubble, which was message the Silent Sisters again. But I don't think that's important anymore.
Oh yeah, let me just check. They're in the bubble. I think we're fine. But thanks.
You
fucking womble.
magic shit. I don't know how it works.
Have you considered using sending on the people inside the bubble? Yes. Yes, I have.
Okay. So, Arwis finishes casting teleportation circle, and you guys are carted off into the ether. You twist and you turn. You squeeze and you bend. Until eventually you're brought out into a completely new and different place. You are surrounded by trees. These trees have got huts or buildings sort of built into it. Spires, as it were. There's a lot of moss and just natural foliage that is built intertwined with these buildings, and the buildings that are built into the trees themselves are overshadowed by even more, much larger trees that sort of have a canopy / shield or like buffer between the sky, which you can see through drips and drabs, shall we say. There is you immediately see like a centralized kind of building that's like taller than all the rest. That's not connected to any trees. It's made pretty much entirely of wood, but it has been dyed with multiple colours, mainly blue, maybe a little bit of like oakish brown sort of thing. One thing you definitively notice is that there is no metal here whatsoever. You don't see any metal, barely any stone at all. Like, this is all a different kind of architecture here. And the next thing you notice is the amount of screams that come from pretty much all around you as people are on the ground, sort of like crawling away from you with eyes of terror, as you have literally appeared in the middle of what appeared to be a sacred site of people praying.
I mean, why would you put your teleportation circle into a sacred site? It's just asking for trouble.
They didn't know. Sorry.
They like get up and run away. Now you can see that these people, they have very neat. They don't have the same kind of clothes as you guys as well. They wear kind of like leafy sort of garments, very naturalized kind of hides and the like, ramshackle to say least. But there is an art and a delicacy, a smithing kind of process here that's very different from anything you've seen in normal Woodward, and definitely very different from anything you've ever seen, Korgrin. Like, you're used to like huff and tough and gruffle and like chainmail and plate mail and that sort of like proper tough stuff. This thing is more cured leathers and hides and the like. That is, you know,
This is pansy stuff.
yeah, it's pansy stuff compared to what you're used to, sort of thing. As these people sort of like rush away, you can see a couple of these, a couple of people like coming towards you. They have wooden spears, and kind of like bamboo, like bone sickles, like towards their side. They have wicker like armor, and like flowy green leaf kind of side capes on their shoulders, and they have like wicker like helmets that resemble various animals. Like one you can see like bulls kind of horns, another one you can see like fish gills, another one you can see like rabbit ears sort of thing. They sort of like rush towards you and goes, "Halt! Who are you and where have you come from?"
Hi, with the Guardians of the Forgotten. Maybe you've heard of us.
Probably seen us.
Hey, this is in there. Oi. And they start conversing in a language with amongst each other that you don't recognize because none of you are druids.
It's that damn druid language.
It looks like we've come in the middle of something important. I'm sorry.
They
But it
throw in
was
fucking
quite
gang
urgent.
signs.
You are the people from the vision, are you not?
That is us.
Do you bring tidings of war and destruction?
Well, right
bring
now we try and
warnings.
bring tidings of protection for you.
Hmm. Maybe you should speak with Raya.
Is Raya your leader?
She is the Fey Druid.
In
She,
his head, Rennas hears magic shit.
she represents us.
Where can we find this Raya?
Please take us to your leader.
That building there. We will escort you. Do not do anything funny, please.
No,
What if-
don't do a joke.
What if all this one does is something funny and I gesture at Verity?
Hello.
Do not startle these people. They're very antsy. Please.
Well,
They don't
Okay.
need a Garistral.
please, they come and they're like weirded out, like they've. You get the feeling that they didn't believe the vision that they all saw. Now that you're standing right in front of them, they're like, "Ooh, fuck, that was real," sort of thing.
That one's real. Of all the ones that are real, it's the one with the blue skin.
Can I cast Primeval Awareness, please, for fiends?
There are no
And
fiends within a mile of you.
Are we in a forest?
You're in a town
Okay.
in a forest.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say, because if it's
It's even 6 miles. It's not yet. So,
okay, well, it's active for a minute, which isn't all that long, but
yeah, you don't get detect any fiends in the vicinity around you.
Just while
Yeah.
Just while we're talking background stuff, just a reminder that I attuned to the Metastone last week just to find out what it was, and I am
Yep.
still currently attuned to it because I haven't given it to anyone yet. So I currently have 120 feet of true sight, just in case that's relevant at all.
Yes. You see invisible, fey little spirits
Oh,
watching
shit. I meant in the future, not right now, but awesome.
like little bunnies, rabbits of distorted kind of. They look like Toby in the sense that they are clearly fey animals. But they watch you with a sentience that other animals don't have. They give you a wide berth, definitely, but they are curious to say the least. And you actually see one kind of orange-like hawk bird that follows you from branch to branch for the better part of a minute before flying off ahead towards the building you guys are actually walking towards now.
Renat doesn't really understand that he can see this because he's attuned to this thing. It's magic shit. He just thinks everyone can see it. It's a bit weird.
We all just think Thomas is tripping balls because he's just looking at random invisible things.
Yeah. As you begin walking the streets of Greenspire, there's quite a lot of people here, like more than you were expecting. There's a little bit of crowding. There's, the markets here are all handmade stalls with selling handmade items, and there doesn't appear to be actually any money being exchanged here. It appears to be a bartering system that they're doing here. Like, you give me that, I'll give you this, sort of thing. And the guards go on to explain that they don't know how you got here, but that circle that you came out of was considered a fey circle, and people often pray to it at some points to the day, offering their goodwills to the fey spirits, and hoping that good tidings were to follow. Often they would place food or offerings on the summoning circle, and it would poof out of existence. Rennas, you get the feeling that the animals around here probably just ate it, or just took it to their own realm, or something like that, because you can see these fey spirits and how most of the people here aren't actually interacting with them. So you get the feeling that a lot of these spirits are actually invisible So pretty much all the people here as well.
So even the druids don't know all the natural lovely things they're attracting. Or indeed what a magic circle looks like.
Going further down the streets, you see a lot of animals behaving as humans do. And very much on occasion, you actually see just like a bear just shapeshift into a regular person. Or a person just shift into a raven and fly off. Or into a cat and just sort of climb up a tree and disappear into the canopy. A lot of the people here seem to have the ability that Bella discovered while she was in the ice caves.
Do I see anything different? I don't know if True Sight works on wild shape at all.
No, they legitimately become those animals, so there's no there's no illusion magic there, so to say.
Okie doke.
You see someone turn into a bear, and then Rennas sees them walking on all fours.
That's just sees this
Bear
druid
at
looking
you.
weird as fuck. What are they doing?
Why are they crawling on the floor, huh? How'd that one get up in the tree?
Why is that one so small?
If I flap my arms, I can fly.
A lot of people are staring at you as you go by, and they're whispering amongst themselves.
I perceive that.
Yeah, go make a perception check, please.
I just try and look friendly and smile.
Yeah, it's like you get the feeling that it's nothing more than excited to talk amongst closed-off townsfolk. Like, who are these strangers and where have they come from? They've literally disappeared out of a sacred stone, praying area. What the hell? Sort of
So
thing.
not necessarily distrust, more just disbelief, amazement.
Basically, yeah.
Fair
The
enough.
sheer fact that you're here means something big is probably about to happen.
Oh boy. They don't know nothing.
We're about to ruin their parade. Everyone,
your way-
rockets close.
You make your way over to the building and head inside, and it is... The center of the building is effectively a tree, twisted and rooted and gnarled, and the entire structure is built around this tree. So you'd actually see the tree on the outside. This is a tree on the inside, really. It has multiple layers, like spiraling kind of wooden platforms or like stairs that just sort of go up and around it until there's like a top kind of floor, really. However, it's mainly just an open sort of area on the inside with balconies, alcoves, and the like, sort of just give a wide view of the place. The interior is made up of... Well, in the interior there are multiple people who are just going about their business, tending to the tree and the various plants that are growing around it. Like the ground itself, there's no wooden floor to be stepping on. It's like well-cut grass, flowers, plants, crops. It looks like they're just, it's just tended to here. The guards escort you up one of the spiral wooden staircases to the top floor, where you have to go through a trap door to come out onto an actual wooden platform that has a small little circle in the center of the room, where the very peak of the tree peeks through, where you can see a few little fruits sort of hanging from it in this particular area. There are cushions all over the place in here, made from feather and cured hide and the like. There are multiple trinkets and decorations hanging on the wall here. Various wicker designs, dream catchers, wooden musical instruments and the like. But one thing that does catch out to you, one thing that's like very, very noticeable in everything you've seen here, is on the wall is a suit of metal armor. Like, made pristine. Like, it is such well-designed armor that one could liken it to the level of armor that they wear in the capital. Like in the royal court sort of thing. You've seen armor like that before, and only the best of the best wore that kind of armor. It has multiple like insignias, and it does look damaged in that it has a few piercings into it and a few scratches, but ultimately it is there on display. It is polished, it is shining, it is on display in a loving kind of way.
Who did they say their leader was?
Their name was Raya.
Does that ring any bells?
You've never heard of anybody called Raya before.
Fair enough.
Are there any sort of emblems or family crests or anything like that on the armor?
There is a crest on there. There's a tree with falling leaves and a half sunset behind it.
So it's not one we've seen before then.
Go ahead and make a history check.
Yeah.
You don't recall it.
Pretty
If
leaves.
anybody else proficient in history, you can also make a history check if you want to. Korgrin, you don't recognise it. Verity, you have seen that symbol before. You can't recall it from somewhere. A history book about generals or something like that? Maybe you get the feeling that this armor, this insignia, belonged to somebody who was a famous leader or something like that. However, in this room is a orange-haired lady that is kind of like her hair almost looks like it's on fire, but it's like an autumn kind of color, almost like sort of wisping in an unknown wind, where it's like kind of like it stays in place behind her head. She's got a large headdress, kind of like a peacock really, but it's like all kind of autumn level color. She's got herself a cured leather tunic, wicker designs, like very very intricate designs, and she has kind of like a peacock's feather coat behind her that has multiple colours and feathers sort of employed into it. So she's a very colourful individual. And she sees you as you sort of walk over towards her. She puts her hands up and says, "Thank you very much. You may leave us." "As you say, Raya." The guards turn around and go back down the trapdoor as this lady puts down the pot of paint and ink that she was finger dabbing with. It looks like she was creating a bit of an artwork behind her. She dips her hands into a small bowl of water, wipes them off, and sits down on her knees on a cushion on the floor and gestures for you all to do the same on your own cushions.
I sit down.
Pete, yeah.
I know of you, but we have never met. I too, along with my people here, shared a vision of you combating the forces of Windward in that chamber. We thought it was a prank from the Fey spirits who exist around here. But now I know that it was clearly real. I would like to extend my hospitality towards you and welcome you to Greenspire. We are a relatively secluded community here. And as such, we have limited means to offer you. But if you are looking for a safe and peaceful place to relax, you are welcome here.
It's more that we've come with warning that this place might not be very safe and peaceful for long.
She looks confused and concerned as she says, "Go on."
I apologise for concerning you, but as I'm sure you're aware of who we are, and we are in rebellion against the king, it appears that the king has sent forces of demons, we believe, and they are coming this way, and it doesn't appear that they have very friendly intentions.
Make a persuasion roll, please.
I'm assuming this, the person I'm talking to, is not from a different plane.
And she appears to be human.
Well, it's fine. I just get disadvantage against things from a different plane because of the metastone. So I was trying to check persuasion.
No, so she's not from a different plane. So
Happy days. 27.
she goes, "I see. That is very troubling news. Our scouts haven't reported anything as of yet. We have had offers or summons from the King of Windwood that we have denied. Are you saying that he seeks revenge upon us for denying his requests?"
I feel the king may operate a very much, if they're not with us, they're against us policy. I do not know. This is speculation.
Well, as you stated in your message to the world, the king is working with demons and breeding more demons. If demons
This is
are
why we're against him.
Yes, a noble and worthy goal, to say the least. And if demons are coming here, it is likely because the king knows he can't control us.
Is that why you refuse his summons? Because of the knowledge that he works with demons?
I refused his summons because it would mean that I'd have to go back to the capital, and for personal reasons, I cannot bear to go there.
I'm sorry,
Fully
you say
understandable.
back to the capital? As in, you were born there, or have been there
Yes.
previously?
I was born there, yes.
Why would you not wish to return? If you don't mind my prying, I of course.
Make a persuasion roll, Korgrin.
I'm not good at those.
I hand Korgrin a dictionary with the page open to personal reasons.
Oh, an 18 out from a just D20.
She looks at you and she says, "I had a life there once, a long time ago. I lost someone very important to me, and I came here to forget."
So yeah, terribly sorry to hear that. Tragic news. But I appreciate your honesty, and I think honesty is paramount to this meeting.
We here of the Druid clans don't believe in falsehoods. We believe in being true to ourselves and being one with nature. The demons are a mockery of all of that, and we are innately opposed against that. However, we are not warriors here. We believe in peaceful resolution among conflicts, but we are prepared to defend ourselves in the event of demonic attack. We've been preparing ourselves for this eventuality ever since your message.
Wise, really, to
This is good to hear.
prepare in advance. We
It
don't
was
know.
speculation at best, but we thought if people were talking of demons, and after the events of Argonef, we thought better, even if we didn't believe it, we thought better be safer than sorry.
Probably the most sensible approach we've heard this entire time we've been speaking with other individuals, really.
Can I ask what you know of Argonath? We haven't heard many that have actually heard that name, let alone recognise it as you seem to.
Well, I fought in the war, as did my husband. He
My
fell.
apologies. You don't look a day over 30.
When one is connected to nature, as I am, aging ceases.
Was your
does look,
husband by chance?
she does look relatively young.
Was your husband by chance Barrett of the Fall?
You can see dark shadows go over her eyes.
Why do you just traumatize all the NPCs, Zach? Every single time.
No, I'll have you know the last time was Verity.
No, the last time was you. When you did it to Arwis.
Oh,
No, it was me in the cave with the old man.
Yeah.
yes, thank
Surviving
you.
Cave has been traumatized by Verity since then.
My husband was the former swarm of King Raziel, who fell in battle of Greenbridge.
I see. I had.
He died
nothing.
saving many lives, I understand.
There was a large refugee column coming from the frontier that was being beset upon by the demons of Uslitri. My husband and hand-picked men of the finest held that bridge for many, many hours. I was there on that bridge. I fought alongside him.
And is there a? I again, I'm prying. I know we've just met. Do you not want anyone here to know your name?
They know of my name. They know who I'm connected to.
Okay.
It hasn't been relevant since the war. We just don't talk about it here.
Understandable. I apologize, but it was a sneaking suspicion, and as you say, truth seems to be very important here. I wouldn't want to deceive you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Barrett was a fine man, one of the finest warriors, honest and noble, and connected in many ways to nature as I was. Though he was more of a fighter, whereas I'm more spiritual. He forced me to make a promise to him. And when he died, well, before he died, he invokes that promise, and he forced me to abandon him and his men on that bridge. Utilizing my skills as one connected with nature, I was able to escape.
And I'm sure you were able to help many others escape as well.
I returned to Greenbridge a few years later. I was one of the ones that found Barrett's body. The things that his demons did to him, I'll never forget. I was able to save his armor, restore it as best as I can. A lot of my clan here think less of me for keeping armor of that quality. But there's just a part of my heart I can't let go.
I feel no one has a right to decide what happens to that armor but you at this point.
So, but we have gone off. I suppose we didn't come here to discuss my past and my feelings towards my husband. You came here with a warning, and consider that warning received. We shall do what we can to prepare for this impending attack. You have my thanks.
We would like to help you if you'll accept our help.
What help can you provide?
Well, we can help defend you against whatever forces are coming.
When are they due here?
We do not know exactly. We haven't on good authority that they are on their way, but I don't know their exact location, it must be said. Do you know anything of the rumoured centaur clans to the east of here? I fear they may come through there before they even get to here.
She thinks for a minute. She says, if it's the clan I'm thinking of, then yes, I'm familiar with Kalisorski. Sorry, Sorsky. My apologies. He's not Russian.
Slowski.
I do not know the name. Was he Russian before the Russian war started? You know, like you can't support Russia anyway, so you've got to change his name. Sorry.
Yes, Kalisorski. He would be the prime foot of the Centaur clan that I'm familiar with. I know he's not too far away from here. He's I believe he's making a cross. He's heading for the Talwyn.
How come? Do you know?
They follow the messages from the stars. They're avid star readers. They see things that people like you and I just don't, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Sounds equally spiritual, just in a very different way.
Did you... Sorry. Do you have defences set up here that you can fortify, that you can hold this position? Is this your current plan?
We have abilities that allow us to make fortifications on a moment's notice. Nature giveth, and nature's wrath. If we so willed it, the trees will bend to our will, and the roots will upend and form barriers.
I think we would also like to know. Please, anyone, speak up if I'm not to raise the matter. We would also like to proposition you into joining the rebellion against the king in the capital, against the support of the rising and raising of Argoneth and the demons associated with him.
You say you do not fight directly, yet there are many ways people of your power and abilities could help our forces in the fight against evil.
I cannot say I speak for all of the clans. They have chosen me to represent their best interests between this realm and the Fae. And that, and beyond. I can... If you would give me an evening, I shall converse with leaders of other clans and see if this is a doable request for us. As I said, the clans were not naturally warlike.
Understandable.
Of course.
Do you know how long on foot it would take us to reach the Centaur clan from here?
On foot, maybe 3-4 days.
Oh shit, okay, that's a bit more than I thought. Do you know of any other faster method to reach them?
I can provide you with some elks.
How quickly could the elks travel?
The elks would travel with as much speed and grace as a horse, but with twice the stamina.
Oh.
Lucky lady elks, I guess.
True, we have a sizable collection of creatures here. It's not just druids that we make up of, but we also, you may not have noticed, but we are also connected to spirits. I see them, and some of our clan are able to see them out in the open, others are not as spiritually attuned as
Are
us.
they the little glowing guys that are everywhere?
Oh, you can see them?
Yeah, can't everyone?
Oh, more than meets the eye for you, sir.
How unusual.
Yes. Well, yes, and she actually kind of does some little clicking noises with her mouth. and you see that same orange bird fly through the window, and land on her shoulder next to her. She says, "Oh, I appreciate that some of you might not be able to see this, but this is my very good friend here. Hassan, would you?"
He was watching us as we approached.
Yes, he actually reported to me that you were here. So, yes. Not much happens in this place without me knowing about it.
My next question for you would be if we could reach the Centaur clans and persuade them to move back to here, would you be happy that they were here during the battle? Is there room for them? Would we be able to set up a final form of defence?
There's plenty of room. We don't utilise space as the people in Windward does.
Because I feel that might be the safest option. I would hate to stay with you and fortify this area just to hear later that they have gone through the Centaur clans and they are no more.
We are not defenceless here. As I said, we have several hundred druids available, and we have our spiritual friends to help us as well. This includes satyrs and dryads, sprites and pixies. We also have some warriors amongst us, those who aren't as in tune with nature as us, but still able to utilize it. And we have a mounted group that we can call upon, the Elk Riders.
I'd just like to clarify. I think what Rennas meant is we would hate for you to raise defenses only to find that in the time that the defenses have been raised, the army has bypassed you and wiped out the Centaur clans instead, or are passing from that direction. And
to that,
as I understand it, they've got to come through the Centaur clans to get to here, or have I misunderstood?
No, we're on the left. Centaur clans are on the right, and the army is because there's the Royal Second Army right outside Pillager's End.
That's my bad. I had the Centaurs and Druids switched over in my head because I hadn't seen the map for a little bit. I thought I was going through that.
If I show you the map now, actually, you'll have a better understanding.
Appreciated.
So obviously you guys are over here now.
So I mean, I'm still not against fetching the Centaurs because what? No, that is exactly how I imagined it. Oh, they're coming from right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the horde that's coming.
Okay. It doesn't look like we're going to get Centaur clans back in that round, does it?
Probably no.
If they are marching, from your understanding of geography, they are maybe less than a day away.
Roger. Okie doke. So it's fortify here and see Centaur clans tomorrow.
Probably.
So Raya of the Fall will go on to say, well, so that I can't say where the demons would go. I've only just learned of this. I know as much as you know.
I think you're probably right in your assumption that because of your rejection of alliance, they'll be coming here to raise hell, so to speak.
Well, this is a very spiritual place. I wouldn't be surprised if demons came here of their own volition to try and destroy it. It is in their nature. This place was razed before when Argonef attacked this land. We've only just recently been able to restore it to its glory.
Then we would certainly hate for that work to go to waste. Would you mind if I just converse with my group for a moment?
Of course. Raya sort of stands up and starts, from your perspective, Korgrin, starts speaking to an invisible thing on her shoulder.
Strange.
What's strange? It's a little orange bird. It's lovely.
Don't know what you're talking about. Full of shit.
Magic shit.
It's the first sign of insanity talking to yourself, and I reckon Rennas is going mad.
He'd be the first, I reckon. Weak of will.
Wow.
Do we want to ask for the Druids' help with the Royal Second Army now? or wait until after the potential defense? Oh, do we want to be upfront with these people, or
She said
wait
she
until
values
they're safe?
honesty.
Yeah, they value honesty, so that's why I should shut up.
The irony is not lost on me.
Yeah,
Um,
because my worry is that if we say it before, it's going to sound like we're bargaining. If we say it afterwards, it's going to sound like we
They're
help.
indebted to us, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, say
You
it before
have
and make it very clear. We're going to stay here and defend them because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But we'd like it if they joined us afterwards. That's how
Yeah.
I would phrase it.
Mm.
Fair enough. Verity, Russ, do you have any insights or thoughts on the matter?
George is confused.
Fair.
Like, so her husband was one of the Oathsworn.
Yes, to King Raziel, Barret of the Fall.
Does that mean he was partnered with our ancestors?
Kind of.
No, Barret of the Fall fell in battle before your ancestors rose to legendary status. So
Okay, so there's going to be
they were
no
on the
bad
same-
blood there then.
Yeah, they were on the same side, but they never actually fought side by side.
Okay, I was just concerned that she might have some prejudice against us had we been related to that issue.
She might.
She has no idea you're even related to the ancestors. So
I mean, she was also an Oathsworn, and Raziel did.
she was
Her?
not form. She was married to one.
Oh, okay. Just the wording on the War of
Right,
Argoneth.
she fought alongside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair
she was in the Battle of Green Bridge, and she was, by her account, the only survivor. As she tree strided away because Barret made her go.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, I have no issue as long as, finding out about our true identities doesn't cause her to. Yeah.
That's fair enough. I thought I'd ask rather than just blurting it and bugger ourselves.
No, seems fair.
Then
Rust, is there anything you'd like to contribute?
No, I guess Russ is maybe slightly disappointed at the kind of well, it's not really lack of enthusiasm, but just kind of thinking that they don't immediately think yes, this seems like a great idea to join us or anything, and they're a bit more kind of doing their own thing. But I
think they try and just keep themselves to themselves rather than it being against joining us. They'd be against joining anyone.
I think it's disappointment, but not surprise. She seems sensible, and yeah, as long as we do what we can to protect them and make sure they're all right, she seems trustworthy based on my no insight checks.
God damn these sensible people.
Insight checks are for distrustful people. It's fine.
That's why we did so many in the frontier.
Yeah. Thank you for the privacy, Rhea. We'd also like to raise another matter with you, if that's all right with yourself.
Of course.
We also came here, I don't want to say with an ulterior motive, but with another idea in mind. As you're probably aware, we're kind of working on a larger geopolitical perspective right now. We're aware of lots of moving parts and ongoing alliances and whatnot.
Yes.
We were also hoping that you would aid us in a coming battle. You're in no way going to be indebted to us, obviously.
As I said earlier, this is something I would have to discuss with the other leaders of the clans.
Of course. Ultimately, I would like you to be, as well, not armed, but well informed as you can when you're making this decision, and not feel like you're agreeing to something and then we're also roping you into something else.
Fortunately, I would personally believe that it would be a good thing to join you. The demons must be stopped, and I'm fairly certain my clan would agree with me on that regard. It's just that I have to ask the spirits for their permission.
Of course. Like I say, just want you to be as well informed as you can. Ultimately, our goal is, once we've assisted you here, we'll likely move to the east to discuss the matter with the Centaur clans. But ultimately, our goal, at least for the immediate foreseeable future, is to try and rout the army outside of the dwarven city of Fili-Durzan. The Royal Second Army has positioned themselves outside of my home and are preparing to strike within, I don't know, short notice soon.
I see.
We would be, in fact, indebted to you if you could assist with
I
with that
will.
matter.
I will bring this matter to the others after we deal with our more immediate problem.
Of course.
Could we ask you to stay in touch?
I can send messengers in the form of animals to keep in contact with you.
Incredible.
It would be appreciated.
If you are in need of more immediate contact, she looks towards her shoulder, and when you see her look at this orange bird, Askar, show yourself. The orange bird.
What do you mean, shoot yourself? I can see him already.
Pops, and all of you can now see this flaming orange bird on her shoulder. It hops off and begins changing, growing, becomes white with an orange flaming mane and a horn on the side of it.
Well, I must admit, I wasn't expecting that.
What?
This is my friend Askar. He and his brood will assist in this place. It is also his permission that we have to acquire from the spirits in order to join in on your fight.
I look over to Verity. I'm like, Verity, can Steve turn into a bird?
I don't know. Askar! And I start talking in Celestial. Askar, do you know Steve? Or Sapphire?
The prankster.
Of course he's the prankster.
Of course he's the prankster.
Steve, he's a prankster?
Yes. He often introduces himself to mortals and identifies himself by silly names.
No, Steve. But yeah, I accidentally summoned him at one point, and I kind of made a pact with him at another point when Sapphire was there, and I had a vision from him saying that I could somehow find a tuning fork from certain people to get to, I guess, your plane?
Oh, I see.
Would you be able to...
Are you the one that the gullible one was going on about?
The Sapphire, the gullible one?
No, he goes by the name of Unity.
Oh, Unity. Got Sapphire and Unity mixed up. Blue. Yes, I met them with Unity. Unity unfortunately was fooled by the guy who is currently chumming up to Argonath.
He's gone on about this individual at length. He says that he is misguided, but he believes that there is good inside.
Well, if he could help bring the good out sooner rather than later and, stop him from doing this potentially shitty thing, that would be helpful.
I am not a creature that condones violence. I believe violence is abhorrent and
I didn't say
evil.
it had to be violently.
However, any mortal who would bring about the resurrection and the reclamation of demons is not one who can be saved, in my opinion. And
I
that
like.
is why unity is the gullible one.
I turn to the others. I'm like, yo, Asker's giving us the. What is it? Asker's giving us the. What's the word? Where you allow something to happen? He's
Approval?
giving us the what?
The permission, approval.
Yes. Asker's giving us approval to use violence. Thumbs up.
You know I can also speak Celestial, yes?
I was translating for the others.
Okay, fair enough. You mean you can't speak Celestial, everyone? I look at Rennas. Or just an
You couldn't
orange
see
bird.
the unicorn until it turned back into a unicorn.
This is what... That's what I'm saying. You
I mean,
you
I'm pretty
can't
sure if
speak
he puts on that funny hat, I'm sure he could comprehend it.
Oh, yeah.
Do I need to?
No, but like you could if you wanted to.
You
I
who,
allow people their privacy.
you who is touched by the light of Moradin, now that you have seen and met me, should your god allow it, you will be able to communicate with me in the future.
Splendid. Thank you very much.
Thus, the sending spell will work on Askar.
That's very
You've got a
handy.
new contact.
Yeah, just...
Outside the dome, yeah?
Yeah, I'll try and remember outside the dome, yes.
Sorry, he's old. He forgets that he doesn't get reception inside the dome.
I have never been so wounded in my entire life. I nearly died, and this hurts more.
But yeah, like
Boomer!
I just like
How dare
I'm so
you.
happy to meet another unicorn. Like you're super cool, Askar. You too, Rhea.
She
Like
just goes, thanks.
yeah. Sorry, I just read Russ's comment. Boomer adds new contact.
Hey, you whippersnappers, how do I use this telephone majig?
Ironically, he's the only one with the phone.
Well then, you are welcome to stay the evening and partake in our evening meal. We share things communally here, so I hope you don't mind if people get a little close.
Sounds fine. It sounds like you've got a lovely community here.
Of course. Oh, just as a state of culture, leave your shoes where you sleep and come to the dinner in barefoot. It's just our way.
Korgrin looks down at his feet. Oh.
And she looks at you and she says, as one who was born outside of this place, let me tell you, the smell of feet, you don't get used to it.
I'm sure we're all thrilled.
I'm so glad we found the hippie clan.
However, as you guys conclude your meeting with Riot of the Fall and her friend Askar the Unicorn, you are escorted to a hut, or like a kind of a ground-based little hut sort of thing. It's nothing special, but it is a place where you can rest at, get your affairs in order, and prepare for what's coming. Raya will discuss more about defense with you later on. She just needs to get a few things herself in order. However, we'll pick that up on the next session.